Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Turbine Talk, a show for the people with a passion for mobility. The show is brought to you by Jeep. It has been an absolutely a long time that I've been in front of the screen, but uh, I've got my lights set up. I've got the camera here. I've got the traditional all white background. I've got my suit on. I got my tie on. My rings, my accessories have changed a little bit. I've just got this one ring, wink. Uh, Moving on, I just wanted to say before we go on to the show that it's been a while. I missed you guys. I missed each and every one of you. And I would like to personally thank everybody who has taken the time to text me, to send me messages, hit me up on IG and whatnot, asking me how I've been, when are we going to do the next show. I like to express my gratitude. Thank you for the love. I really appreciate it. Let's move on to the show because we've got something very special here today. For the first time in Bangladesh, what we've been able to do is bring to you a guest whose influence in the car culture, in the automotive culture, has been nothing short of magnanimous. This gentleman who is going to appear on screen in a few bits, I personally, and I know most of you as well, have grown up watching. He's been heavily influential in the tastes of automobiles, the cars that I prefer and love. And those of you who are, and I know there are a lot of you who love Supras, and a lot of you who loves the Skyline GTRs, and that's just only two of this is just the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg of all the things that this man has influenced. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further delay, I would like to bring to the screen my guest, my friend, Mr. Craig Lieberman.
There we go. Hello.
Oh,
Shuvo Shanda Ama Bandha. Am I close enough?
you're very close enough. Craig Lieberman. Craig, hello. I'm very glad that you could join us today. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to talk to you. Craig, Bangladesh is now watching you live. How are you doing, Craig? How has
I am doing well. Thanks for asking. And we're here in Southern California, United States of America, where COVID is starting to lift and we are giving our mobility back. People are getting vaccinated. And for our country, things are moving forward. So it's good for us. And I'm hoping you guys are doing better as well.
That's a very good note to start it off with. For everybody who's watching, Craig, as he said, is joining us live from Cali right now. Craig, I'm going to give a very short introduction for you, but then I'm going to hand it over to you. But before I do that, I'd like to remind everybody that the chat lines are open right now. Please feel free to join in. If you have any questions if you have any questions for the legend himself, Craig Lieberman, feel free, and I'll try my level best to bring up all the questions that you guys have for him. Craig, for those, and I'm pretty sure most of you know, but those of you who have been living under a rock, and I don't know why you have been, but those of you who have been living under a rock, Craig Lieberman is Craig Lieberman is the technical advisor for Fast and the Furious. He is he's an artist. He's a technical advisor for Fast and the Furious. I think he was also the tech advisor for Need for Speed Underground, if I'm not mistaken. But we're gonna absolutely hear about all of that in details. I cannot do justice to this man. Craig, let's begin the show with the first question is, Craig, give us, people in Bangladesh, an introduction of who you are, please.
Okay. Well, you got it right. I was a technical advisor for the first movie, Fast and Furious 1, and the second movie. And then I helped with finding certain cars for use in Tokyo Drift. I
Mm-hmm.
also owned the orange Supra from the first movie. This was my personal car, which
Mm-hmm.
Universal had rented from me and then used it for the character Brian Spillner, of course, we all know. And then
Mm-hmm.
my Skyline GTR, which looked like this before the movie.
Oh,
When they
wow.
when they rented it, they turned it into this.
Which is still not bad.
Well, let's just say I didn't agree with the modifications, but basically it was my job to work with Universal's production team, and
Mm-hmm.
in particular the people who were actually installing the parts on the cars, in order to say, hey, these are the types of parts we should be looking for and getting. And then I would call these companies to see if I could get these parts, if we can get them for free or we can get them for low discounts, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And picking out the body kits for the cars, picking out the wheels for the cars, the wings, all the accessories that we would put on the cars. It was also part of my job to find the cars that we would actually use in the movie. So I spent a lot of time with Universal's production team going over, hey, these are the cars that you should consider using in the movie because these are the popular cars in the tuner world. So that
Right.
included cars that everybody knows: Honda Civics, Honda Integras, Toyota Supra, Nissan 240SX,
Mm-hmm.
kinds
Mm-hmm.
of cars. And so my co-technical advisor, RJ De Vera, who was instrumental in helping with these casting calls to get these cars up to Universal's offices. Every Friday, we would show up with a new batch of cars, and they could choose from those cars. And they rented most of the cars that the actors drove from private owners. So people like me, we basically hand over our keys, and they pay us for the use of the car, and then they
Right.
change the car. Sometimes they painted the car. Most of the times they painted the car and put different decals on it, sometimes different body kits. For example, the Supra that Universal rented from me looked like this before the movie.
Oh,
That's what it looked
wow.
like. And then you can see it's a very modest body kit, a very modest wing on the car. And then after that, they did this. A little bit different.
A little bit different. I've actually seen that overboost picture. I've actually seen that overboost picture
Yeah,
before.
it's on the internet. That's the only good, clear color photo I have of my car, if you can believe that.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So,
Craig, before you move on, and I want to hear about this a lot furthermore in a lot more detail. But we are just going to take a very short break. We're gonna hear from our sponsors, and when we come back, we're gonna talk more about you. And there are a whole lot of questions. I can already see that my chat lines are blowing up. Coming back to the chat lines as well. But ladies and gentlemen, we've got Craig Lieberman here with us today. Well, we're going to talk Fast and the Furious. We're going to talk NFS, but most of all, we're going to talk about this man and his love for cars.